hey, I'm doing this message and I'm gonna put up a post on and give my opinion on some things I found on the internet, and I just like to put up just my opinion. I just do. I'm a blogger also, along with the messengers that would just say that. But let me just say this: as a targeted individual, you kind of and you've been gang stalk or whatever. You kind of learn to not trust people. You just be mistrusting the people a lot of times. It's not that we're paranoid, but being gang stalk, it kind of like anybody coming up to you, you kind of had this look on your face like, it's not like you expect betrayal, but it's kind of like a prove to me you ain't full of shit kind of look that you kind of look at people or in a way. I'm not saying you have that expression on your face, but you just kind of look at people like, okay, you too, because you're just so used to so many constant betrayals and backstabs and stuff like that. One thing I want to tell people as a targeted individual: never get humiliated, never get mad, like to the push and get mad if you feel like people are fucking with you and betraying you or whatever. But take everything that people thought with you as a way to heighten your psychic gifts. And all empaths have a certain level of psychic in them. We all do. We just can look at people and we can read people, and we've done it all our life naturally. It's just that after being gang stalked, during being gang stalked, it heightens, and after like an ultimate betrayal or whatever, when you're isolated, it's like you just learn to trust yourself. You're like, man, I've been knew this person was fraud, because you see nobody had your back. So what you realize is you're like, I've been knew this person in my family is fraud. I've been knew this or whatever, but it's just the clarity that happens when you're isolated and gang stalk. We'll just say that. But every little thing, any little thing, any little smart comment, everything that I've been through during this journey of being gang stalked, I learned to take that. It's like a learning lesson. Let me just say one thing, because sometimes people say certain things, and it's like certain people I don't even think they be watching my page or anything like that. I never even heard of them, and I just run across stuff. It's like it bothers me on a certain type of level. I want to tell you the difference between a real person of God that's a true messenger and a person that's fake. A real person of God is not going to be the messenger wrapped up in a pretty little bow, what you think they're going to be. A real messenger is somebody that's been through some real shit or whatever and survived it, and we see the world differently, so we're going to act differently. You're not of the world, so you're not going to be accepted by the world. That makes any type of sense, not by fake people. A real messenger is going to be somebody that's going to be talking in a raw type of way, not like in a way like you just good thought all the time and stuff like that, but it's just like it's like you went through something, you went through a lot of stuff, and God brought you out of it, and it's like you're here to tell people, and in your what you're saying is how do you say that? A lot of people don't like real messages because it's the truth. They speak on the truth. We don't really sugarcoat anything, even though we're not rude and stuff like that. But it's just the real raw truth. It's like when you survived certain things, and you seen like, how do you explain it? When you survive certain things and you survived a lot of people that were backstabbers and devils, it's like your attitude, and you move a certain type of way, you talk a certain type of way that's kind of like take it or leave it. People that are fake messengers, they look fake, they act fake, they don't really know God. So they come off fake, they talk fake. It's like more of a people pleasing. Like they just kind of like, they say certain things. Like for example, that guy, whatever. I'm not even going to call out the channel, even though I would. But it's like, and that's his opinion. That's his opinion or whatever. People can say whatever the fuck they want to say. But I'm going to say what I want to say too. People that say they're talking about women that talk on the internet about, that speaks on the type of guy. A lot of people aren't saying good things about it. It's like, okay, but you got to think of the character of people that would sit up there and listen to a person online talk about something that they've been through, and they just poking holes in it and being negative and messy. And then if you really think about it, people like that, they be miserable, and they hide their personal business, but they life be in shambles, their relationships be in shambles, because only a miserable person would do, and only a messy, miserable person would do something like that. It's like you go to somebody's story, just be like, you heard what happened, but you clearly see what the subject matter of it of what I'm be doing. You don't see me just on here just tripping. Just, you could tell I'm not saying stuff just to be messy and mean. It's like venting. Most people that gang stalk, they have to get online and vent, because it's like you're recording what you're going through. So if anything ever happens, you already have it recorded, whether people believe you or not, of what's going on, and then you're using it to teach. So other people, if that's happening with them, they're like, oh, this is what's going on. So people that do stuff like that, it kind of like it's like I woke up and I still was thinking about that. It's like I wish I had seen that video because it kind of agitates me in a way. And it's always fake people that be talking like they just the realest people. People that are fake messengers. It's like you could tell they're crowd pleasing. They're saying stuff in a poetic, smooth type of way to finesse the crowd on what it's like they're trying to sound like people of God. Because a real person of God doesn't have to sound like a person of God. You're gonna be able to tell it. That's one of the reasons why fake messengers and fake Christians and all of this stuff, they don't like real messengers, because you can clearly tell the difference between a real person and a fake person that's just sitting up there saying all them long drawn out prayers, talking in tongues. You can just tell, because real people, you gonna feel it. You gonna be like, man, you spend your whole life listening to a pastor and then send up their running game and stuff like that. And most of the time, it's like they just be full of shit. And then you meet a real person, it's kind of like, wow, it draws your attention. So the only thing that they can do is they could try to stop it or discredit that person, or because it's like when you bring that's like you say in the street way, you bring a real person around a whole bunch of fake niggas. It's like they gonna fold. It's gonna show. People's demons are gonna come out when you bring a real genuine empath or messenger around. Because think about it, if somebody's a real, true, genuine messenger of God, and they're surrounded by a bunch of demons. Demons don't like real chosen people of God, so they're gonna act a certain type of way. That's why you be like, wow, this person. You start seeing character traits in people, and you start seeing spirits in people, because you're like, oh, that's why they treat you a certain way. Especially if you know you a genuine person and you ain't doing nothing to nobody. So we'll just say that. But let me just go back and say this. Yeah, that little snarky comment. One thing I learned about people that are messy and they look at other people's platforms just only specifically to go and poke holes in it, and they ain't all that, or looking down or whatever, and you know the person that just is just venting or just telling their testimony and stuff to help people, or I've been through this, so don't do this, or this is most of the time when I tell stories, it's so empaths can relate, because empaths are very sensitive the same way I feel a lot of other empaths feel in a certain type of way, because we're very sensitive. We don't understand how people just do stupid type of stuff, say whatever the fuck they want to say. Then when you clap big, it's like they just look like they just totally delusional and don't understand why you talking to them like that. But they completely disregard what they just said to you. And I said that like last week or something like that. People just do stupid stuff. It's like with that guy, whatever. It's other readers that have thrown slick comments. That's one of the ways I've learned that it's not about readers, it's about your character, because every reader ain't like that. But it's like certain readers. One reader I used to go to all the time, share on my page, and I told you she got on a platform and said somebody's online talking about their life or whatever, and nobody really gives a flying fuck. But that's the thing, if you don't give a flying fuck, you wouldn't even say that. You wouldn't get on your platform and say nobody gives a fuck about your story. You just wouldn't watch it, right? So the only way you would do something like that with somebody that seems like it looks like they only have 10 views showing up or 20 views is if you see for a fact was who people are really fucking listening, and they really getting enlightened, and you're not enlightening people, but you that's what I'm saying. Just think about the character. If you go to a reader and she's sitting up there lying, no, this is another reader I'm talking about. The reader sitting up there, they see what you going through, and they throwing shots. No, you used to share them on their page, and they throwing underlining shots because they know you watching, other people watching, but they throwing shots, but still talking about the Most High. How is that a person of God? Because people of God don't do stuff like that. It's a difference between calling somebody on their bullshit and then sitting up there just making snarky comments because you don't like the influence somebody's getting, or because remember I told you they can see what you can't see. They can literally see a little bit more deeper than I can see. I'm just more like, so a person like prediction, like I know karma's coming for certain people. I know for a fact karma coming for certain people. You can't escape earthly judgment, and you can't escape the afterlife judgment. I know for a fact, but they work with cards and spirits so they can see more specifically exactly what exactly karma you're gonna get. That's why I can predict death, but they can predict what type of death, like, or sickness, or like just stuff like that. I just know that whatever you can put out, you're gonna get back, period. If that makes any more type of sense. But yeah, all that little snarky stuff. People I learned to match people with certain people that I've bad experiences I've had in the past. That's why I said I try not to categorize a whole group of people. Just you can't say all men are fucked up, because there's certain men online I look at and they're not fucked up. They look like they have common sense. Black men can't say all women are sorry and trifling, blah 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 blah, because I'm not trifling. There's other women that's not trifling or whatever. You just go by what you experience. It's just people do stupid stuff. The day before yesterday, I had to check some girls on the bus. And Earth Angels are very, very brave. I've been through a whole lot, even if I don't look like it. So I don't really have that much fear. I got on the bus. I had my mask on in the back of the bus day before yesterday. And I just said I was coughing or whatever, had my mask on. And these girls, these black girls just started laughing in the back of the bus. They was like, hey, say you got COVID or something. So because you coughing, I was like, at first I was like, I'm not gonna say that. I turned around and I'm like, what? I'm like, how you, I said, now see, I say, girl, I say, because one girl said it, but the other friends were like laughing. And I'm like, girl, how you gonna sit up there and say something about somebody got COVID or whatever? You don't even know me. You just, a lot of black people, they tend to be very disrespectful and intrusive. And I just say black because that's what I've experienced, but other races can do it. That's disrespectful. And it's like, a lot of times when I talk to people, if I'm not going off and I'm just talking to you in a raw type way, it's like a person will get mad for me calling them out, but then it's like you can't really cuss somebody out like that unless you're just ignorant. But you have to really sit and think about what I'm saying. It's like first she like brushed me off and rolled her eyes and was like whatever and like ignored what I said and looked at her friend. I said no. I said, do I need to come back and sit back here with y'all because I don't care about your other friends sitting by you? I said, do I need to come back there and sit by you guys and just really just break it down? I said, because that's the problem that I have with black people. They do stupid type of stuff, but they will clearly snap and beat a person's behind if it was done to them. I said, first of all, I said, I'm not a kid. And I said, that's disrespectful. I said, that's like you getting on the bus and you scratch your arm or something like that. And I'm like, girl, you got ticks or something? What kind of disease you got to say? You sit up there scratching yourself. And I'm laughing with my friends. A girl like that to be quick to cuss you out and go, oh, bitch, what? Blah, 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 blah. But you had no problem projecting it. But it's like certain things like people look at, she was like, yes, ma'am. But it ain't no yes, ma'am or nothing like that. Because it's not like I'm trying to put you in your place. It's just the fact that that's what's real. So how can you argue with something like that? You see what I'm saying? All that he was doing. And sometimes I go on and on and on, and she couldn't even say shut up or nothing because you know you was out of line. You cannot argue with somebody. You can, but you can't really say nothing to somebody when you know that you fucked up. You know you projecting on somebody. Gang stalkers. That's why they hide. That's why they laugh and they do stuff in the background. They don't want to be seen, because they know they look fucking stupid. The girl I checked yesterday, you know, it was a girl kind of like acting like Precious Mama or whatever, just evil. How can she sit up there and really argue with it? Unless you gonna argue and say some dumb shit that's irrelevant. Because you know that's fucking evil. You know good and goddamn well, it's and as stupid as she is, those type of women be just bitter and angry and be ready to fight anybody that's attractive or whatever. But when you do stuff like that, how can you argue with a person like that? You can't argue with a gang stalker. Could never argue with you. You're gang stalking somebody. You're in somebody's personal business, somebody's phone, spying, phone mirroring, bothering them every day. So you would have to hide, because if a person confronts you, the only thing you're gonna be able to do is get mad and deny it, or you're gonna sit up there and you have to look stupid and you don't want to look stupid, so you would have to deflect, right? I'm not doing that. Fuck you, or go away. Or you when they come outside, you would have to run and drive off ahead of them, right? Because you don't want to be seen. That's why gang stalkers get mad when they get on camera, because it's like, you don't want to be known to be doing it. That's fucking embarrassing. In my opinion, I think these people getting paid. That's just my opinion. They can't be that fucking stupid to do this shit for free every day. You can't be that freaking stupid. I don't think all of them, but some of them. Because a psychologist I went to a while back was saying that, in the journal reading was saying, and I don't like her or whatever. I'm just telling you what she said. She said something about somebody was saying, God damn, this shit is so childish, man. If I didn't need this money or whatever, I wouldn't be doing this. When she was doing a collective reading. So either they had to be getting paid, but that's not the point. It's not childish, it's demonic. It's no way, in a way, yeah, it's childish, but in a way, gang stalking is demonic, because you see the type of people that's getting gang stalked, you see their messengers. So that's why I always tell people, if you're gonna be a gang stalker, do this shit and own it. Say what the fuck you're doing. Say that you're sitting out there and you're blowing horns, you're trying to pester chosen people of God that been through stuff. You're trying to drive them crazy. Say it out loud. I wake up every morning to try to pester you and throw you off your path. I work for the devil. I don't fucking love God. I'm not connected to God. And my job is to throw you off your path, to piss you off, to try to drive you crazy. I don't care if it's bothering you. I don't care if God is giving you messages. I don't care if it's distracting. I want to stop your messages. I work for the devil. Say that shit. If you can sit up there and just say that shit and own it, people of God wouldn't get really that get mad because it'll be a clear understanding to the public and everybody that you work for the devil, and show yourself, let it be seen. But nah, devils have to be covert with this shit. That's what pisses me off. It's like, like I said before, it ain't like I'm saying, okay, I'll be happy you can get it. I'm trying to be sarcastic, but still, at the same point, it's like, own your shit, and then don't be mad to be seen on camera. Just like I can on camera and I can own that I rock with God, own that you rock for the devil, but they don't do that. They covert with it. That's how you know it's a fake person, because and you can't argue with a real person of God that can call it out, because it's not nothing to be proud of that you rock with the devil. It's nothing to be proud of. It's nothing to be proud of that you pissed on a person, that you trying to throw a person off their path, that you trying to create chaos in their life, because it's gonna make you look like you fucking stupid. So it has to be covert. Real people of God stand in truth. You can't argue with a person that stands in their truth and they can own their shit. So you see what I'm saying? So anytime you want to recognize a fake person of God from a real person of God, pay attention to how they talk. It's gonna sound rehearsed. And these people that be so fake online, I be thinking that these people be having a lot of fake subscribers. They have to. Because I know if I can see straight through this shit, I know other people can see. And it's like a real boring type of message. It's like, look at the people that's raw and real. They don't have that many subscribers, but they real. It's like you can relate and resonate to it. People of God, people, fake people of God, it's like they just be talking, they be like, in the Lord, and it just sound poetic and fake. You can't, only a fake person would even like something like that. So just really start paying attention to people. I start getting bored and dazed out when I look at fake people, just like I used to get in church, because you know that they be sitting up there clowning, putting on an egg, and it's like a real message from a true person, God, gonna resonate and hit you, and it's gonna wake you up, and you're gonna be like, wow, because you can tell that person them been through some shit, and you're like, damn, I was thinking that, but I ain't never really heard it like that. Come on, man. People online talking about a person is online telling all their business that escaped that escaped a relationship with a devil. And you talking about people ain't talking good, they talking bad about it. Yeah, people are talking bad. Narcissistic people that are devils. Because only devils would do that, judgmental people. Because they don't want you to expose them, right? Okay, so real people of God, they're going to want to hear this shit because they're going to want to learn from it. And other people can be like, man, if I don't, let me look for the signs and stuff like that based on what this person said about narcissistic traits. So just watch your fucking mouth. People just do stupid type of stuff, and you look at them and they have a smirk on their face. Even if fake people of God don't have a smirk on their faces, a certain look that they have when they talk that says, I'm full of shit. Just pay attention. It's like they just look fake. They look like when they're talking, they'll glance and they'll be like, it just looks like they're trying to imitate something that they heard. They trying to imitate a godly person. A real person of God, you're going to be able to see it. Just like I can see fake people, real people of God, they know real godly people. That's why they call us naive. We're not fucking naive. We just real and you demonic. That's why I just always say, stop calling what it is. Stop putting sugarcoating and trying to put a demonic twist on shit. Stop calling empaths and people of God naive. Say that you're a devil. Just like in that movie Lockdown, when that guy came in that prison cell, he wasn't friendly. The nigga never been to prison. He was a real dude or whatever. The other dude was a devil. He was trying to see if the dude was soft so he could try to rape him, get over him. So say that you a sick motherfucker that look for people that aren't enlightened about devil shit and evil people, and you look to take advantage of them. Say that shit out loud. That's what I'm saying. They say people online were grouped up. They thought that I was naive, so they're trying to make a plan to see how they could come at me and trick me and get information off of me. How do you know what you know? Blah 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 blah. But don't say that I'm naive. Say that I'm a true chosen person of God with a good heart, and I have good intentions, and I don't look to manipulate or hurt people. I'm just real. I'm not fucking weak. I'm open and I'm real. Say that you sitting up there looking at somebody's story. You envy the fact that they're a good-hearted person because you're full of shit and you're a demon, and you're looking at them and you're trying to see how you can get over on them because God is not with you. Doesn't that sound more better than just saying that person is naive for being real? So just own your shit. That's all I want. Own and claim which side you work on. Don't try to imitate that you work for God if you work for the devil. That's another thing how you could tell that Satan is envious of God-like people. God-like people are proud. Real godly people, they're proud to claim that they follow the Most High. People are Satan, they can't even claim openly, some of them do, but can't even openly claim that they work for the devil. Can't even openly claim that they serve the devil because you know it's a shameful thing. It's not about how people gonna look for you, you know it's shameful. So Even demonic people have to imitate like they're God people. They let you know that Satan is evil. You gotta pretend like you're an angel of light. Come on, and that's why I say people that are Satan worshipers are stupid. And you really think in the rapture that somebody that has to imitate like they work for God is y'all gonna have some place y'all can go after all the shit y'all done on earth, after gang stalking, after all the shit y'all did. Y'all really think that? Look, just pay attention. The devil is telling you that he tricked you. Come on, man. Think about it. If that was the case, he would be like just openly be evil, and it would be a clear understanding that it's evil against good. You guys have to try to imitate that you're a good person in order to try to get over on good people instead of just coming direct. See what I'm saying? Think about it on a more deeper type of level. It's just my channel message for this morning.